Okay, so one of the best ways to sculpt your sound, especially when it comes to percussion. Yeah, you think so? You talk a lot. All right, you're gonna want to start with the microphones, of course. And the best way to do that is just demo each one, see what it sounds like. So start with the closer ones. Personally, I preferred the close and the tree mic on this one. Both of them had a very clean mix and not too many overtones. Which, obviously, if you're playing something like a xylophone, it basically takes up the entire frequency spectrum. Just a lot of overtones, so it just eats up your mix. And obviously, it sounds harsher that way, so I'm going to pick these two. But one of the things I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have two separate instances, even though they're going to go to the same MIDI channel. And that's I can control a handful of individual parameters separately. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the tree microphone and change my output here. And there's going to be a few things we're going to want to change. I always like to turn dynamic switch off. This doesn't necessarily apply to every library, but it does in my case with any of the Orchestral Tools Berlin Percussion stuff. And then I'm going to go in here, and there's a few things I want to change. I'm going to want to change volume range, and I want to change the attack, as well as obviously the microphone blend. So I'm going to go in here, and let's bind these to different things. And here's my attack. I'm going to bind that to 1 cc. And literally I ended up binding it to cc1. And then I'm going to go to the attack on the other one and bind it to cc2. And I'm going to go to volume range, and I'm going to bind that as well. So one of the things, again, these are going to be for different ones. Wait, did I not? Oh, you know what? Let me change that. So how about this? So right now CC1 is controlling the attack on this one, and CC2 is controlling the attack on this one. So I'm going to control the attack separately, and then I'm also going to control the volume range separately for each one. So it's 4 extra CCs just temporarily. I mean, you could do this by hand and not bind them to CC, but if you have a controller, obviously it helps because you can do everything by ear, figure out exactly what you need. Where is the volume range? It's hiding in here. The attacks, it should be right here. Oh, it's right here. Hiding, like I said. So this one's, I think, already bound. I'm going to rebind it. So there's that, and then I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to do the same thing, but with a different CC. So first things first, I'm going to bring the volume range on both all the way down to normal, so there's no volume scaling at all, and I am going to bring the attack range all the way down, so there's no attack being removed from it at all. And then I'm going to go individually with each one. So I'm going to start with a close mic. That's how I like to build my sound, because then I can add the amount of ambience I want with the other microphones. So. And then I'm going to find the attack, and I'm going to wait for it to cut off the transient, and then I'm going to back up. So just before it starts to cut off the transient. And then now I've figured out the volume range that I want for that as well. And now I'm going to add the tree microphone in. Now when I add the when I take off some of the attack of the tree microphone, it's going to basically empty up space for the transient from the close, and then that's going to allow us to have more ambience with less transient. Now I'm going to find the volume range for the further microphone. I usually tend to do less for that, but it really depends on the instrument. And now I'm going to layer that over the Glockenspiel, just to kind of play with the master volume fader to find where I want it to sit, and then make sure my volume ranges still sound okay. I feel like that's about right. Hopefully that helped.